Yeah, we just come out into the open, into the flax. So we're getting pretty close to the end of the track now. And this end of the track is typically quite a lot warmer for some strange reason. Even though it's out on the point, it just seems to always be that bit much warmer out here. I don't know whether it's because of the flax or what, but yeah, the temperature always raises up about probably 2 or 3 degrees when you get out here. So you can go Cobden or down to Rappahoe that way. So it's a great place to watch the sunset. And a lot of people come out here just for that purpose. Like I said, it's a 90-minute walk approximately from CBD Greymouth. So if you are coming out here for the sunset, make sure you bring a headlamp or a torch, because once that sun sets, you'll have to walk all back through the bush. And it will be quite dark, and it can be a tricky trail in the dark. But as far as a walking trail is concerned, the Point Elizabeth track is probably considered an easy day walk for the majority of people. Just make sure that you bring your backpack, have a little snack, some water and some good shoes. It's taken me 1 hour and 40 minutes to walk from the CBD of Greymouth to Point Elizabeth. So in total, that's a round trip of about 3.5 hours, I guess, just over around about 3.5 hours. So yeah, definitely well worth it. If you're coming out on a rainy day, it's still beautiful. The bush here is lush, and when it rains, it's got a real tropical feel to it. The smells and everything, it really comes alive. So you can walk this track any time of the year. And on a very clear day, you can see right down to Mount Cook. So I'll show you. So on a clear day, Mount Cook would be somewhere down there, and you would be able to see that mountain in the distance. And it's a spectacular backdrop with the Southern Alps running down there. There's a bit of clouding today, so unfortunately you can't see it, and the sea mist is rolling in. But on a crisp, clear day, typically winter actually, you can see the whole Southern Alps range. So definitely worth a look. The beautiful thing about being out here is it's so fresh and the air is so clean. And it's all you can hear is the cicadas and the sea down below. It's so peaceful. If you really want to get away from, just get into nature and enjoy some peace and some quiet away from the town. Because this, like I said, is only a 90-minute walk out to here, out to the point. And this is a really good track to be on, to come and do while you're in Greymouth. Mafeta. So yeah, but it's so peaceful out here. It's very enjoyable. So one thing you don't have to worry about in New Zealand, Aotearoa, is snakes and other creepy crawly things. So I've just come in off the track here. I saw a little clearing and I thought I'd just see if I could find it. But yeah, so you can kind of walk through nature without too much concern. Oh, this stuff here. So that there's sphagnum moss. That was a big export earner here on the coast years and years ago. I used to pick that when I was a kid actually. I used to send it across to Japan for I just dropped my phone. They just descended across to Japan for flower arrangements. More there even. This might have even actually been. This might have been a someone's moss patch. So they come up here. Maybe that's why it's been cleared. A lot of gorse. But yeah. So this stuff here, I'll just show you. So what they used to do is you'd grab a handful, you'd reach in amongst all the prickles and stuff, and you pull it out. That's actually quite short, that stuff. You just get it about 3 times as long as that. And then what you would do is you'd take it away, you'd fill big sacks and you'd dry it. You'd spread it out on a bench and you clear all the rubbish out of it. Then you'd dry it and then you'd put it back into the sack. And they would send it over to Japan, where they would put it in a flower arrangement. They use those green bricks now, but you'd put that in a flower arrangement and then just fill it with water, and this would soak the water back up again. But yeah, it was a big export earner. I don't know if they still do a little bit of it, but I don't think they do as much as they used to. The other great thing to know about New Zealand, Aotearoa, is that there's no predators. There's no bears, tigers, lions, all that sort of stuff. So you don't have to worry about those things as well. You can pretty much just walk into the wilderness and not worry too much about stuff like that. Really the main thing you have to worry about or be concerned of is your own safety, of course. You know, so you just take the proper precautions, always let someone know where you're going, and just have the proper safety equipment. So yeah, but in terms of animals to be worried about, there's nothing. So, and that's the great thing about hiking in New Zealand. Getting into the backcountry, you can just go in there for days on end and not have to worry about things like that. There is wildlife in there. There's deers, there's goats, there's wild sheep, possums, but none of those are going to be of concern to yourself. They're not going to cause you any harm, unless of course you are provoking them for some strange reason. But the chance of actually seeing those animals as well is reasonably slim, because New Zealand is quite a remote wilderness. So to see those animals is a rare thing. They're just out there doing their thing, enjoying life like you and I. They don't want to be disturbed, so generally they can hear you coming, and they'll be gone. They'll be gone before you can see them. So to get the best experience from hiking in Aotearoa, New Zealand, my advice is to just take your time. If you've come from overseas, just take your time. That, you know, you've earned it. You deserve it. That's what it's here for, you know. Because you're going to experience the trails in the backcountry so much more if you just relax and let nature take over. You know. It's really that simple. And most locals who hike around New Zealand will say the same thing. It's not about ticking a box. You know, I've done this track and I've done that track, and you know, we went for 2 weeks and etc. etc. And I say this as someone I've hiked a lot of trails around New Zealand, and obviously I was born here, I was brought up here. That's just how it is. It's a slower pace of life, and people who live here, their life revolves around enjoying all of this. So it's not about, you know, we need to tick this off and we need to tick that off, we need to get all of these things done. You would be better off just picking 1 or 2 treks, hikes, and just focusing on really just immersing yourself in those trails to get the best experience. You know, And by doing so, it's kind of like you're going to enjoy it so much more. You're going to learn so much more, because there's just so much to see and do. And if you're just trying to get through the hike and not really experiencing it, then you're gonna miss out on a lot. And there's so many things to be gained just from an educational purpose as well standpoint by doing that. Taking a bit of extra time, becoming aware of your surroundings, where you are, your landmarks, etc. All those things is going to help you. It's just going to make your life experience so much better. But yeah, that would be my one bit of advice. Just take your time. There's no rush. The pace of life in Aotearoa, New Zealand is so much slower. It's very laid back, because the emphasis is on the outdoors. It's about getting out into nature and enjoying what we have, whether that be the bush, the sea, or the wilderness. That's what it's about. So yeah.